Good day to my lecturer, Madam Ju, and my fellow classmates. My name is Praveen Veerasingham, and today I want to talk about something very real: workplace stress. In today's fast paced world, stress at work has become a silent epidemic. But when stress crosses the line and becomes burnout, it's no longer just part of the job. It becomes a serious threat to our health and personal goals. That's why I title my speech From Burnout to Balance: Winning the Battle Against Workplace Stress. This isn't just theory, this is my reality. I'll share my own experience of dealing with stress, the toll it took on my life, and the strategies I used to begin reclaiming balance. Workplace stress is the pressure or strain we experience when work demands exceed our ability to cope. It can be triggered by long hours, poor leadership, unfair treatment, or even just a toxic culture. And let me tell you, I've been through all of that. I currently working a 9 to 6 job as a marketing designer. While while that may sound creative and exciting, the reality is often very different. First, I'm constantly given unclear instruction from my superiors. Sometimes tasks come last minute with vague deadlines or expectations. And when the results don't meet their unspoken standards, I'm blamed. There is no proper communication, no support, only pressure. Second, the management culture is toxic. Instead of offering guidance or constructive feedback, they use fear and control, often threatening to cut salaries or publicly criticizing staff who can't meet their unrealistic demands. Third, I'm expected to do things that are outside of my job scope, like event logistics, customer support, and data entry. This adds to my already overloaded workload, but there is no recognition, only more demands. And if that's not enough, the office environment itself is incredibly boring and uninspiring. There is no creativity, no positive energy, just dull repetition in a space that feels more like a prison than a workplace. Now, on the top of all this, I'm also a part time degree student at OUM. I attend classes, submit assignments, and try my best to stay focused. But how can I concentrate on my studies when I'm mentally exhausted and emotionally drained? I began losing sleep. My thoughts were scattered. My motivation dropped. I started questioning my choices, wondering if I was failing at everything. The stress began to consume me. I lost my mental clarity, struggled to stay focused in class, and my personal relationships started to suffer. I became more irritable, more anxious, and less confident in both my work and studies. Workplace stress doesn't just stay at work, it shows you home. Workplace stress doesn't just stays at work, it follows you home. It affects your health. It affects your health, your mood, and your ability to dream big. I knew I couldn't let stress control my life, so I started making changes, small ones at first, but meaningful. First, time management. I created clear boundaries between work and studies. I used digital planners and prioritized what really mattered. Second, setting boundaries. I began pushing back against tasks that were beyond my role. I politely said no or asked for clarity. Third, speaking up. I confided in a close friend and later a mentor. Just talking about it gave me clarity. Fourth, finding purpose again, I reminded myself why I enrolled at OUM in the first place: to grow, to rise, to build a better future. That purpose became my anchor. Fifth, self-care habits. I took short walks, listened to music I love, and even allowed myself proper rest days to recharge. In conclusion, workplace stress is real and it is personal. I have experienced unclear expectations, toxic leadership, job overload, and a work environment that drains rather than inspires. But here's what I've learned: burnout is not the end, it's a signal. It's a reminder that something needs to change. If you are feeling overwhelmed, know this: you are not weak and you are not alone. With awareness, boundaries, and support, we can all take steps towards balance. We can protect our minds, stay true to our goals, and build a future where we don't just survive, we thrive. Let's not just work hard. Let's work healthier, smarter, and more consciously. Thank you.